At times, Hollywood can seem like one giant, expensive recycling center with reboots, sequels, and remakes galore pumping out of Tinseltown every other week. And while many of those projects may be doomed from the start due to audience disinterest, bad timing, or poor production, there are some remakes that have proven to be worthwhile. Looking ahead at what's coming up, there are quite a few in the works remakes that might just work out well. Check these out. Firestarter. Stephen King readers and pyromaniacs rejoice. Akiva Goldsman is set to direct a remake of Firestarter, the 1984 film starring Little Drew Barrymore, which tells the story of a young girl named Charlie who's pyrokinetic and trying to escape the clutches of an evil government entity.
Please don't make me do anything!
Yes, it was totally a primer for Netflix's Stranger Things, which is probably why it's the perfect time to revive this explosive entry in the King collection. Goldsman has some wide experience dealing with drama and action, writing the scripts for a variety of films like A Beautiful Mind, I, Robot, and The Dark Tower. So his screenplay skills will definitely benefit the project, as he's partnering with Scott Teems to co-write the script before taking the helm on the new Firestarter. No word yet on who will play Charlie, but the role will definitely present some up-and-coming actress with an incredible opportunity to showcase her star potential and light the silver screen on fire. Papillon. As the undisputed king of cool, Steve McQueen is a mighty hard act to follow, but that's not going to stop Charlie Hunnam from giving it a shot. The Sons of Anarchy actor is starring in a remake of Papillon, the 1973 film based on the memoirs of Henri Charrière. A French criminal convicted of murder, Charrière escaped from Devil's Island before writing his best-selling book.
I'm innocent! I didn't kill that pimp!
This time, Hunnam will sport the titular tattoo, but he'll need a little help escaping from his South American prison. In the original film, McQueen's character was assisted by the counterfeiter Louis Daguerre, played by Dustin Hoffman. In the remake, Rami Malek of Mr. Robot fame will be taking on the role, and Michael Noer will direct. El Desconocido. Released in 2015, El Desconocido was a Spanish thriller that feels a whole lot like the Keanu Reeves classic Speed. Whoa. The movie follows a banker who's driving his kids to school one day when he receives a phone call telling him the car is rigged with a bomb that'll detonate if he doesn't do as he's told. As for the remake, well, if you're going to cast a guy who's trying to protect his family from a terrorist, who would you pick other than Liam Neeson?
The one and only Liam Neeson!
The action star will play a Wall Street executive caught in a game of life or death, and instead of being titled El Desconocido, the movie will be known as Retribution. Disorder, aka Maryland. Have you ever wondered what would happen if the director of Logan teamed up with the screenwriter of Hell or High Water? Well, the answer is magic. Grim, blood-splattered magic. It's coming soon to a theater near you.
Too big. That's what she said.
James Mangold and screenwriter Taylor Sheridan have teamed up to remake the French thriller Disorder, also known as Maryland, a film about a retired special ops soldier with PTSD who's hired to protect the wife and kid of a big deal businessman. The remake will be set in Spain, and a romantic subplot will give the new protagonist a different affliction. The protagonist is also described as a potential franchise character, which means he must get out of the first film alive, so spoiler alert. As they say though, it's not so much about the destination as it is the journey, especially when it comes to remakes like these. Miss Bala. Directed by Gerardo Naranjo, Miss Bala impressed quite a few critics when it debuted at the Cannes Film Festival. Loosely based on a true story, this thriller follows a Mexican beauty pageant contestant who's kidnapped by a drug lord and forced into becoming part of his gang. And now, the Spanish language crime flick is about to get an English language adaptation. Gina Rodriguez of Jane the Virgin is set to play their lead, with Twilight director Catherine Hardwicke at the helm. But you should probably expect fewer sparkly vampires this time around, and much more bloodshed. After all, Bala is Spanish for bullet. Toni Erdmann. In 2016, German audiences were wowed by Toni Erdmann, a comedy that many considered one of the best movies of the year. The nearly 3-hour film follows an elderly music teacher named Winfried, who tries to reunite with his business-minded daughter by pretending to be Toni Erdmann. a goofy life coach with a bad wig and buck teeth. In addition to winning over film critics, the movie also impressed Jack Nicholson, drawing the Hollywood legend out of quasi-retirement. After watching the film, the actor went to Paramount with the idea for a remake and earned the lead in the pick, with Kristen Wiig playing the daughter. Widows. One of the best filmmakers working today, Steve McQueen has directed some truly incredible films like Hunger and 12 Years a Slave, and now it looks like the British director is getting into the remake game. Only instead of adapting a film, he's going to give us his own take on Widows, a BBC TV series that first hit the airwaves back in 1983. The original show features a group of thieves that are killed in a heist gone wrong, so their wives band together to finish the job. McQueen has had the project on his radar since at least 2014, but now things are really coming together. The director co-wrote the film with Gone Girl author Gillian Flynn, has since assembled an impressive cast list that includes Liam Neeson, Colin Farrell, Michelle Rodriguez, Viola Davis, Robert Duvall, Elizabeth Debicki, Daniel Kaluuya, and Jackie Weaver. The film makes its way to theaters in November 2018. Train to Busan. While it slipped past most Americans, Train to Busan was a major hit in South Korea. The horror film focuses on a work-obsessed dad who takes his unhappy daughter to visit her mom, but their trip is interrupted by a swarm of attacking zombies. Obviously, as the danger escalates, the central hero arrives as someone who's only looking out for himself and his kid, but aims to work with fellow passengers to protect everyone on board. Critics fell in love with Train to Busan, and so did audiences. Like the best zombie movies, the movie blends monsters with metaphor, and now it's getting an English language remake set in the US. No word yet on who'll direct or star in the pick, but if it's even half as exciting as the original, this one will be worth the ride. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Based on Jack Finney's classic novel, Invasion of the Body Snatchers has inspired generations of movies. There were several different film adaptations of the story before the concept of alien body takeovers saw its way into other films like Halloween 3 and The Faculty. Now it looks like the pod people are gearing up for another attack. Warner Brothers is planning a new Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake with the help of producer John Davis. With its eerie aliens and infectious paranoia, filmmakers have consistently used the creepy plot to address all sorts of cultural fears, from communist witch hunts and 1970s cults to the military. In these contentious times, it'll be interesting to see what modern-day topic screenwriter David Leslie Johnson will tackle. There aren't any updates yet on who will star, but rest assured.
Help! They're coming! They're coming! Listen to me!
Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.